today we're going to be making a lemon pepper butternut squash soup. The reason I love soups is because they're super easy to make, they get better as the days go by, and you can pretty much do your own creation. So whatever vegetables you have laying around, whatever canned items, anything like that, you could just throw on into a soup. We're gonna get started by chopping up our carrots, celery, onion, which is like the base of any soup, and then our really amazing butternut squash. Now, as much as I love these, they do kind of suck to cut up, so you can buy them pre-cut. But if you want it a little more fresher, then a little tiny butternut squash works perfectly. Okay, let's get to chopping. All right, now our butternut squash, we finished chopping that. That's going in the bowl. And in the bowl we have our onions, celery, carrots, and butternut squash. Next, we get to do the fun part and season it all, put our soup together, then throw it on the stove to cook. All right, so now we're gonna season our soup. This is the easy part, don't worry. So first, I'm gonna add about 4 cups of water. If you have vegetable stock, you can always add vegetable stock instead. You can do less water, that just means your soup is gonna be more like a thick rice casserole and less like an actual soup. Or you can always add more water later. Next, some delicious spinach. And the amount of spinach is totally up to you. It looks like a lot at first, but spinach wilts down really fast. So I added about 1.5 cups maybe I'm gonna do. You can do 2 cups, you can do the whole container. It's awesome for you and delicious. I'm adding a box of rice pilaf, and I'm adding the rice uncooked, and I'm adding the seasoning packet. So that can all go in without a problem. Your rice is going to cook in the soup. It's gonna add a bunch of flavor to it. Next, I'm gonna add a can of butter beans, and I add these just because my husband loves them. They're big, fat, delicious beans. You do wanna drain the can before you put it in there. And a can of garbanzo beans, and those are also drained. And then we're gonna start with our seasonings. So I'm adding 2 not chicken bouillon cubes. You can do just regular vegetable bouillon cubes, that works as well. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, 1.5 teaspoons of lemon pepper, because lemon pepper is kind of the basis of our soup flavorings. Another 1/2 teaspoon of just black pepper. I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of this Zesty Blend Original. It's kind of like an Italian seasoning. So any Italian seasoning, or if you have a garlic and herb seasoning, that'll work as well. And then last, I'm doing this minced fresh garlic and vegetable stock. So I did a 1/2 teaspoon of this minced garlic, and then I did a 1/2 teaspoon of this vegetable bouillon concentrate. And then your soup is pretty much ready. You kind of want to stir it around a little bit before you put it on the oven, but all your ingredients are in there. It's ready to be cooked. Oh, except for this delicious lemon. Don't want to forget about that. You could just squeeze it right in. Again, we want that like zesty lemon deliciousness. Okay, now I think we're officially ready. You can take this over, and we're gonna cook that for about 30 to 45 minutes. If you have a lot more water, you might have to cook it longer, but you want it on medium to high heat. It should be a low boil, and you're gonna cook it long enough that the rice and the butternut squash and the carrots, they all get soft. Soft enough that when you like push it with the spoon, you can smash it. So that's kind of the consistency we're looking for. It's been about 13 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir just to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom, but everything looks amazing. Oh, and I turned the temperature down a little bit. So it's okay if it's boiling. You're not gonna overcook anything. Mine, I just don't want it to boil out of the pot, so I turned the temperature down a little bit low. Our soup looks like it's just about done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. Now, the soup, you'll know it's done when the onions are pretty translucent. The butternut squash has got soft enough you can kind of smash it against the side. The carrots are soft. And now, before you plate it, if you want to take this time to do like a little mini taster, you can just take a little spoon and taste it and make sure you don't want to add any more seasonings. Because if you do, now's the perfect time to do it. Sometimes an extra layer of salt or black pepper, things like that is perfect for this soup. Now, I've tasted mine and I like it, so I'm gonna go ahead and plate it up. Ooh, this looks so good. Right. So we have this delicious bowl of soup. You could throw some fresh bread in there. So this is our lemon pepper butternut squash soup. It's flavorful, it's really comforting, it's easy to make as you saw. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy. My name's Nicole and I cook plants.